He fed him every day with his little food. But one morning, everything changed. Who was this man? Why did he choose him? And what secret had he been hiding all along? Sit back and find out as we dive into this shocking and heart-touching story. This is the story of a poor young man named Emmanuel and a crippled beggar everyone laughed at. Emmanuel was 26 years old. He sold food in a small wooden shop by the roadside in Abuja. His store was made of old planks and iron sheets, propped under a big tree where people gathered to eat. Emmanuel didn't have much. His shoes were worn out, and his shirt had patches, but he never lost his smile. Even when exhausted, he greeted everyone kindly. "Good afternoon, sir." "You're welcome," he'd say to each customer. He woke up before dawn to cook rice, beans, and yam porridge. His hands moved fast, but his heart carried a quiet sadness. Emmanuel had no family. His parents died when he was young. He lived in a tiny room behind his shop. No electricity, no running water, just him and his dreams. One afternoon, as Emmanuel wiped down his benches, his friend Baba Daipo walked by. "Emmanuel," Baba Daipo said, "why are you always smiling when life treats you just as hard as the rest of us?" Emmanuel grinned. "Because tears won't fill my pot." Baba Daipo chuckled and walked away, but his words lingered. It was true, Emmanuel had nothing. Yet he still fed those who couldn't pay. Little did he know, his life was about to change. Every afternoon, something strange happened at Emmanuel's shop. A crippled beggar would appear at the corner of the road, pushing his rusted wheelchair with trembling hands. The wheels creaked, creak, 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 as people sneered or covered their noses. "Look at this dirty man again," a teenager muttered. The beggar's legs were wrapped in filthy bandages. His trousers were torn at the knees, his face caked with dust. Some said he smelled. Others called him mad. But Emmanuel never looked away. He called him Papa M. That scorching afternoon, Papa M rode up and stopped beside the shop. Emmanuel studied him. "You didn't eat yesterday," he said softly. Papa M lowered his head. "I was too weak to come. I haven't eaten in 2 days." Emmanuel glanced at his table. Only one plate of beans and yam remained, his own meal. Without hesitation, he placed it before Papa M ate. Papa M's hands shook as he took the spoon. His eyes glistened, but he didn't cry. He just ate, slow and grateful. A woman passing by frowned. "Emmanuel, why waste food on that beggar?" Emmanuel smiled. "If I were in that wheelchair, wouldn't I hope someone would feed me too?" Days passed. Papa M never begged aloud, just sat quietly, head bowed, while Emmanuel shared his food. Then, one afternoon, a sleek black car pulled up. A tall man in a crisp white shirt stepped out, his polished shoes gleaming. His gaze locked onto Papa M. "1 plate of jollof rice." "Add meat," he ordered. Emmanuel served him, but the man barely glanced at the food. His eyes stayed fixed on Papa M before he drove off without a word. The next morning, Papa M didn't come. Or the next. Or the next. Emmanuel asked everyone, Baba Daipo, the water sellers, the bike men, but no one had seen him. His chest tightened. Papa M never missed a day. Not even in the rain. On the 4th day, the black car returned. A stranger in a red cap thrust a brown envelope into Emmanuel's hands. "Read it. Tell no one." Inside was a single line. "Come to Rockview Hotel by 4 p.m. From a friend. Emmanuel's hands trembled. He'd never stepped foot in a hotel. But as he locked his shop, one thought consumed him. Something had happened to Papa M. And he was the only one who cared enough to find out. Emmanuel's heart pounded as the tricycle sped toward Rockview Hotel. He didn't know who sent the letter or why, but his gut told him this was no ordinary day. When they arrived, he gaped at the towering building. Its glass windows glittered, the doors shone like polished gold. 2 security guards stood at the entrance. One in dark sunglasses stepped forward. "Good afternoon, sir. Who are you here to see?" Emmanuel held out the letter with trembling hands. I got this. My name is Emmanuel." The guard read it, then smiled. "Oh, you're expected. Go inside." A man in a black suit emerged and gestured silently. "Follow me." Emmanuel trailed him down a long hall, his legs weak. They stopped at a mahogany door. "Someone's waiting," the man said. Emmanuel pushed the door open and froze. Papa M sat in a wheelchair at the room's center. But this wasn't the broken beggar he knew. Papa M's hair was trimmed, his face clean. A crisp white shirt hugged his broad frame, gold cufflinks glinting at his wrist. The wheelchair gleamed, new, expensive. "Papa M." Emmanuel whispered. The man smiled. "Come in, Emmanuel." Emmanuel sat stiffly, eyes wide. "Your name isn't Papa M, is it?" "No," the man said gently. "I'm Chief Dangote. A billionaire." Emmanuel's hands clenched his knees. "But, why pretend?" Chief Dangote leaned forward. "I wanted to see who'd help a nobody. You fed me your last meal, twice, without expecting a thing." His voice softened. "That's rare." Then, slowly, Chief Dangote stood up. Emmanuel gasped. "You can walk." "Yes." The wheelchair was part of the test. "I needed to find people like you." Chief Dangote led Emmanuel outside, to a convoy of black SUVs. They drove to Metoma, Abuja's wealthiest district, stopping before a gleaming restaurant. The sign read, "Emmanuel's Bistro, home of generous portions." "Mine." Emmanuel choked out. Inside, marble floors sparkled. Crystal chandeliers hung above leather booths. A stainless steel kitchen hummed with chefs in white uniforms. Chief Dangote pressed keys into Emmanuel's palm. "You gave food with love. Now, kings will eat at your table." Emmanuel sank to his knees, tears streaming. "I don't deserve this." "Kindness always deserves reward," Chief Dangote said. Months later, Emmanuel, now CEO of Abuja's hottest restaurant, stood beside a food truck labeled, "Emmanuel's Hope, Feeding the Forgotten." He handed meals to barefoot children and elderly beggars under Oso Rock Bridge. "Why do you do this, sir?" a worker asked. Emmanuel touched his chest. "Because someone saw me when I was invisible." As the sun set, he whispered to the wind, "Thank you, Papa M." This story teaches us, kindness is never wasted. You may have little, but when you give selflessly, the universe repays you in ways you can't imagine. What did this story teach you? Share your thoughts below. And stay tuned, another inspiring tale drops soon. Subscribe so you don't miss it. If this moved you, like and share. Someone out there needs this reminder today.